Baddies USA, episode 15, titled Mace. Obviously, this is the episode where Suki bare Mace's Gretch. I want to see what the hell happens that got Suki this fired up to the point where she felt the need to actually mace Big Gretch. Not just mace, bare mace her. So the show starts off and we see Sapphire in the confessionals and they are in Atlanta. Shout out to Sapphire in this confessional because this is one of the cutest confessionals that I have seen this season on Baddies USA. I feel like those colors just complement her skin tone like perfectly. Also her jewelry, like the little arm cuff that she has and then the bracelets on the other hand, like the details. So they said that they arrived at a place called Domain in Atlanta. They're getting ready to do rehearsals for the Atlanta show. Y'all didn't go to Buckhead? That's all I know about Atlanta. I don't know. When I was in Atlanta, I was in Buckhead and it was a nice area. Oh no. Going from good confessionals to what the fuck is this? Big legs. Y'all know I love big legs, but what the hell was happening in this confessional? The wig... too much. It looks synthetic, like doesn't even look like a high quality wig. The glasses I hate. I know it's like statement glasses. I don't care. I hate it. The outfit to me is giving like Halloween costume. And then the frillies right on top, giving me very Great Aunt Betsy. It's like, I don't know what vibe are we going for. I commend her for trying to be bold and do something different, but no bueno for me. DJ Sky is still being super cool about having DJ Ari there. Literally, she's saying how happy she is to be working alongside DJ Ari and how she's gonna be sharing, you know, all the stuff with her and she's not letting it get to her. And plus, like I said, this is her job. It's also DJ Ari. I hope I didn't say Ari. Sorry if I did. It's also DJ Ari's real job. Stop trying to make them do that can compromise their real job. Like, you know, y'all baddies, y'all get paid for fighting and acting a fool, but DJs, they're not gonna get booked if they're seen fighting and acting a fool. So, okay, so we see a group of the girls, they're sitting inside of the rehearsal studio and then in walks Summer, the star of the show. I'm just saying that because literally, like, the majority of chapter 1 has been about Summer, okay? Literally, she looks like she just got back from the war. She has battle wounds all over her face. Like, you know, she survived. She survived Big Lex. But yeah, they kind of just ask her how she's feeling about everything, and Summer once again tries to turn it around and make it seem like Dolly and Lex want to fight her. She was like, they got their fight out of me, but like I never wanted to fight them. Whenever I have friends, if I break up with them, I never fight them. And I'm like, okay, let's rewind that back a little bit. If I recall correctly, when y'all was in Detroit, you tried to get your family to jump Dolly and Lex. So to me, Summer is just being delusional. So Jayla asked her, like, how did it get to the point of like you involving your sister and your cousin and all that? And Summer, this is what I don't like about Summer. Instead of just being honest and be like, yeah, I did that and I don't care. Just like how she was when she was drunk. She was like, I don't give a fuck. Literally, but when she's sober, it's always like a different story. She kind of is like backtracking here. She's like, listen, like there was a lot of people there. They're just my supporters. I didn't tell them to pull up. Like if they pull up, that's just them. But like my family is my family. And if it get like that, it get like that. Like, girl, what the just answer the damn question. Yes, you tried to get your family to jump Dolly and Lex. And she says, Dolly never got jumped, okay? Nobody touched Dolly. It's like because of the security guards and because of Big Lex. They tried, okay? Literally, your people tried to jump Dolly. We've seen it on camera. Just because it wasn't successful doesn't mean that y'all didn't try, which is just as bad in my opinion. You should have never told your family from the first place to attack Dolly and Lex because really, I don't think they wanted to fight you. I think they just got to a point where they're like, enough is enough. So they commend her for showing up after the fight yesterday, and Summer's like, this is my job. It is what it is. I'm a fight and I'm gonna show up. In my opinion, I just feel like Summer has FOMO. Like she just, no matter what, she wants to be there because she wants to be on camera. She wants to be the center of attention all the time. So I feel like that's the reason why. I feel like that's the real reason why she's there. But yeah, Atlanta is packed out. Literally, there's so many people trying to get inside of the building. We see the girls arrive and the EP arrives. Well, look who it is. Natalie Nunn, finally. Everybody been talking about, where is she? Where is she? Here she is. She said, cut me out of the bullshit. I'll arrive to the show. Business only. Strictly business. Gretch has this very, very weird confessional that I don't feel like was about this scene at all because to me it didn't make sense. She was like, I'm just trying to like mind my business and I look over and I see this leprechaun and B, you gotta run it whether you got something in your hands or you don't. And I'm like, what the you're not about to fool me with this weird editing. Gretch been saying this whole time she is not fighting Suki until her neck heals. Her neck is not healed as far as I can tell. So this confessional right here does not make sense. I'm pretty sure this confessional was about a different time. Anyways, so the inside of this place actually looks really nice. It looks pretty big. They got a nice screen in the back of them. Natalie Nunn goes first. I feel like the reason why Natalie's going first is because she really doesn't want to have to deal with any of the drama that's about to happen. And Atlanta is upping with Natalie Nunn. She got a lot of support, which I'm happy to see because she gets enough hate online, okay? So we see a montage of the girls performing just very, very quickly. It does highlight the fact that Big Gretch got booed again. Every city she goes to, boo! They were flicking her off, everything. We see DJ Airy, she's doing her thing, you know. You see DJ Sky, she's kind of back there with her too. And DJ Airy's in her confessionals complaining, low-key. She's literally like, DJ Sky is kind of doing too much. Like, I get you're trying to help me out, but let me do my thing, girl. Like, she's feeling like DJ Sky is trying to outshine her. Like, take the spotlight away from her. Which I honestly just found to be pretty unappreciative. From the very beginning, I didn't like how she came in there acting like she was about to take over and be the main DJ, and like she was with it if it got to squabbling. Like, she was acting like she would actually do that, you know. Whereas DJ Sky was being mature, she was happy, she was accepting her. So yeah, I really just highly doubt that DJ Sky is being vindictive right now and she has the motive of like, let me steal the shine light away from her. Girl, she's trying to help you out because she knows how crazy and hectic these shows can be. A little appreciation can go a long way, girl. And as I predicted, Natalie went first because she's getting the hell out of there. She doesn't want to be a part of the drama this season. Like I said, strictly business in and out. That's why she went first. Low-key, Natalie saved herself by going home early. The scene transitions and we get the most dramatic music, right? It's like, dun, dun. They show somebody's leg, dun. And you're like, oh, who is that? Who is that? And guess who it is, y'all? DTB disturbing these bitches. I was pretty excited to see DTB, and I just know things are about to get turned up right now because DTB, one thing about her is she will keep you entertained. That's for sure. She was on IG recently talking about so many of the cast members, literally even people that she was cool with. She was naming off all the girls that should not come back for chapter 2. She said Fauna, she said Scotty, she said Nunu, Big Gretch, Smiley, Tavy Baby. What she said about Tavy Baby was crazy to me too. She said like Tavy Baby doesn't have the look for TV. Honestly, I thought that was so inappropriate, rude, and like backwards mentality of her to say something like that. But yeah, anyways, DTB has arrived. And of course, one thing about DTB is her confessional looks always eat. That was one thing I was missing. Her very first confessional look, I'm like, oh shoot, that is so cute. Literally love it. Love this whole look. Oh, wait a second. Now I think I know why Natalie went home early. Maybe she found out DTB was coming, so she went ahead and exited stage left. That actually makes more sense. I was starting to think she had some like intuition or something. Like, how did she know Suki was gonna do that? No, it's because DTB was coming. So she comes in there, she gives everybody a hug. Literally, she is looking for Natalie, Biggie, and Tavy. She got smoked with all of them. Natalie, we know why, from the reunion. Tavy, because Tavy was holding DTB back at the reunion and letting Natalie get her. And then Biggie, they got beef from the Baddies Africa auditions. So Biggie's pissed off. She feels like she's trying to work right now. She's trying to be professional and perform. Why the hell would you bring DTB right now? Like right as she's walking onto the stage too, which it is kind of crazy the timing of that. And yeah, apparently she tried to like swing on DTB too. That's what DTB said. And Biggie's going off. You just hear her like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? You see what they're doing to me, Tasiki? That's what I'm talking about. Get off me, get off me. And literally you hear the security guard go, I'm not on you, you're on me. Like, I was like, damn. They were not touching her. That's the funny part. It's like, girl, they were just blocking your way. All right, so anyways, despite all that, she gets on that stage and she does her song. What's the word? What we doing? look at the way that I'm moving. Like I always just commend Biggie because that girl has so much energy. She be jumping around and running all over the stage back and forth. She puts more energy into her performances than I've seen any of the other girls do, to be honest. Like her stage presence is so good. Oh, and they also bring out a Baddies Gone Wild girl, Gloss Up. And I was like, wow, you know what happened to Judy? Doesn't she live in Atlanta? Sarah too. Y'all could have brought back the BGC OGs. Judy and Sarah, hello. I wanted to see them more than Gloss Up. No offense. She was boring on Baddies Gone Wild. I reviewed the entire season of Baddies Gone Wild, Brazil season 1. You guys can watch it on my channel. Gloss Up was boring. She had zero personality and she was getting beat up the whole time. But anyways, sorry. I'm sure she's a nice girl. I'm just saying what happened on the show. Anyways, damn, you see Rolly backstage like, this girl is literally falling asleep. She said she was so tired. She got up, she exited stage left. I was like, there's no way. This girl's leaving because she knows there's about to be some drama going down too. So Lemmy calls all the baddies onto the stage. We see them all dancing. You see Big Gretch dancing. You see Suki dancing. And now is the time where Suki decided that she wanted it with Big Gretch. That can have been no more worse timing if you asked me. Talk about professionalism. Yeah, she's like, yeah, you ain't about to be dancing next to me and talking about this whole time that you were planning on getting me. Like, because it is true. Big Gretch was saying, soon as my neck heals, I'm gonna see her. Like, she kept saying that over and over. My whole thing is like, Suki, you didn't just find out about it right now in the middle of the performance. You been knew about it. Why did you wait until this specific moment to do this? Did you think that this was like the most appropriate time and location for this? Somebody explain to me why it had to be done in this very second. So you see Suki just she sneaks Big Gretch from the back. You literally hear Big Gretch like, ah! Poor Big Gretch. The yells, the screaming in the microphone. Literally, she was not expecting that at all. And the crazy thing is like, nobody is seeing this. They're still on the stage dancing, except DJ Airy. DJ Airy's trying to do her chicka 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 thing. She's like, oh shit. Like, oh shit. What is going on? Like, is this really happening on my first show? Big Gretch is trying to run and get to Suki, but the security is literally standing in the way. They're not letting her get through. And that's when Suki takes out her bear mace, sprays that shit all over Big Gretch. Orange. You just see the air get filled with orange. I was like, oh my God. I have never seen anybody use bear mace ever. Like, not even on social media. So to me, this was so crazy. I just want to understand what was going on in Suki's head in this moment that she felt like it had to get to this level. It's Big Gretch we're talking about. We ain't talking about no heavy hitter. Did Suki not think she could whoop her? Why did she feel the need to pull out bear mace on top of all that? Like, she was really trying to take her out, and this is not funny. I don't find this funny at all. I know she says that's what we do in the hood. We don't take threats lightly. Like, girl, you're not in the hood. You're on a TV show, and on this TV show, we're not really trying to take people out like that. Like, that's crazy. No matter how much y'all hate Big Gretch, she did not deserve that at all. Literally within seconds, you see all of the girls running off the stage. They're coughing, their eyes are burning, they're literally holding themselves like this. DJ Ari is in the middle of doing her thing and her hands are up like, oh, what the hell is going on? Like, she up that whole stage, even people in the crowd too. That's why this was just even more inappropriate. Like, girl, what the is wrong with you? Big Gretch obviously got hit. Jayla got hit. Sapphire got hit. Literally her best friend Smiley got hit. Kokilla got hit. Fauna is back there suffering, like, literally. And I agree with everything Fauna said in the confessionals. Like, this is a show. Learn how to be professional. Handle your professionally, handle the fighting outside of the show. No, this is not funny to me. Literally, people that were in the crowd were jumping in the swimming pool because they got affected by the bear mace. You see the audience like running out. This is crazy. I don't even know, low-key, that this should have been filmed and even put on TV. I just feel like low-key are kind of rewarding it, or rewarding this bad behavior. Suki should have just been sent home immediately after she did this, and like, y'all should have like docked her pay or something. Because it's one thing to do it to the girls in the house. It's another thing when you start hurting and attacking the people in the crowd that just wanted to come and have a good time at a show. That's going way too far. And Suki's in the confessionals literally not even being apologetic. This literally said, everybody's worried about Mace. I thought the show was a Mace-ing. I don't know nothing about no bear Mace. Girl, the least that you could do is be apologetic that you hit innocent people in the crowd. What the is wrong with you? There's something literally wrong with her. Even people in production got affected too. And to me, the worst part too is you see Big Gretch and she's by herself a lot of time. I'm like, why is nobody helping her? Y'all need to call and get professional help for her. Like literally they just keep giving her a bottle of water. Oh my gosh, it's so frustrating. Like she needs help. She needs to flush out her eyes. I heard if you get sprayed with regular mace, the best thing to do is like keep blinking and like cry so that it can come out. But this is bear mace. A whole nother level. I don't even know what you're supposed to do in a situation like this. Jump in the swimming pool and like open your eyes. I don't know. You see some of the girls on the tour bus leaving and I don't even think they realized that it was bear mace. Like they told them it's bear mace. They were shocked. And then Cold Killer, my girl, see Cold Killer in the professionals with her burn book. She says Suki Dookie. She ripped out her page. I'm gonna get you back. And she burned it. I was like, yes, Cold Killer. I know Cold Killer has never been scary. I bet you none of the other girls will do anything. That's why I like Cold Killer. She will stand up for herself. I don't give a fuck. If it wasn't for me, you still hit me. Yep. I completely support Cold Killer in this. Jayla said in the confessionals that Suki owes the whole group an apology, and I agree. I think she owes everybody an apology. I think she needs to be sent home, and I think y'all need to take part of her pay for doing this. Because nothing is gonna change. Like, she will keep doing that again and again and again. Let's see what happens, because the way that she was talking in the confessionals, she didn't regret shit. Smiley was literally on the tour bus talking about, oh my God, like I would have just rather been stabbed than this. And Jayla goes off on her. She's like, oh my gosh, you're just so extreme. Everything that you say, you would not have rather been stabbed. Like Mace is only for like 30 seconds. Smiley's like, no, it's not. It's longer than 30 seconds. She's like, it's like a few minutes. I'm like, Jayla, how the fuck are you gonna tell her what the she's feeling? It is different for everybody. Trying to make it seem like getting maced is in any way, shape, or form normal or something that you should be able to deal with is crazy. Okay. So the scene cuts and we are in Houston, Texas, baby. Shout out to H-Town. This is where DJ Airy is from. Let's see how Texas gets down. I know for sure whenever the baddies come to Dallas, like Dallas always shows them mad love and support because we're very happy down here. We're very nice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got like Southern hospitality and shit. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with y'all in Chicago and in New York. You guys are just so mean. Anyways, I'm just joking. So the scene cuts and we see Jayla, Scotty, and Capri. They're walking the streets of H-Town. And you notice that this season, they have a lot of these scenes where they have the girls outside walking in the streets, walking downtown, you know, random places. And that's because they don't have a house this season. So this is like all of the in-between time. They just getting footage, B footage, which honestly, I don't mind at all because we get to see new things. Like it just changes up the environment a little bit. But I did find that interesting because in the beginning I was like, why are they filming so many random outside walking scenes? And then I was like, oh, it's because they don't have a house. Like they're not staying at a house. So that's why. Okay, so Scotty brings up the sit down with Natalie once again. And she was like, Jayla, I feel like you've been acting distant to me ever since our sit down. And Jayla pretty much feels like she's being put in the middle of them two. She still considers Natalie her friend, which I just find kind of weird because to me it was very clear whose side you picked. You picked a side and that is Scotty. But Jayla still feels like she's caught in the middle and she just wants them to get along. And she feels like Scotty is being a little bit hormonal because of her pregnancy, you know, which I can tell that she is. I know enough to know that this is real. This isn't just Scotty, oh, her true side is coming out. Oh, she's always been a catty girl. No, it is absolutely being enhanced by the pregnancy hormones. That's a real thing. Scene cuts quickly because honestly, they weren't talking about and we see Big Lex and Dolly. They're like, ah, they run and they hug each other. When we go from Scotty and Jayla, I'm just like snooze fest. Soon as I seen Big Lex and Dolly, I got hype again. I'm like, I know this is about to be entertaining. Like, Dolly looks so pretty, but she has a huge cast wrapped around her entire right hand. Like the whole arm up into her elbow is wrapped up. And I was like, damn. Is that from Fighting Summer? Oh my gosh, poor Dolly. Is she gone down officially for the most injuries in Baddies? Like, can somebody do a statistics like of all the Baddies girls and like put everybody's name down? Like, I'm pretty sure Dolly wins most injuries. I love how her cast matches her hair color in the confessionals. And I really like how Dolly was smart enough to go home for a few days, rest, rejuvenate, get herself back together, and then return. She isn't so desperate like Summer. I feel the need to be on the camera 24/7. But yeah, anyways. So Dolly says she has a boxer's fracture and a broken pinky. That's why it's all wrapped up like that. Makes sense, actually. I don't think Dolly even knows the extent of what went down in Atlanta when Big Lex whooped Summer's ass. Like, I'm sure they talked behind the scenes, you know, off of the camera. I'm sure they talked and she probably told her, but I don't think she realizes how crazy it actually was. So this is the first time Big Lex is telling her. So she tells Dolly, like, I was fighting in the beginning, but then I had to turn it to street fighting because this was trying to embarrass me. She tried to bring people in to jump me, and both of them agreed. They're like, yes, like that is crazy. Literally, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, was Summer trying to get people to jump her in Detroit. That's what made Big Lex like, all right, I'm about to put my hands on you now, because she was showing her grace all this time. Summer said, thank you for your grace. But no, you crossed the line, Summer. And like literally Dolly and Big Lex, it's funny because they're saying the exact same thing that Summer said earlier. They're like, I never wanted to put my hands on her. It didn't have to come down to this. The difference between Summer and then Big Lex and Dolly is Big Lex and Dolly feel like it wasn't nothing that a conversation couldn't have fixed. Whereas Summer, I don't think she wanted to fix anything. I think she was just like, F y'all, I'm done. That's it. I don't want to be y'all's friend anymore. It cuts back to Jayla and Scotty. They're talking about K-Rican, which I'm like, oh yeah, where's K-Rican at too? Did y'all really just send her home after she fought 6 rounds? I thought she was going to join the show after that. That's crazy to me. She put in all that effort. Like, she fought more than some of the girls that are there on the permanent cast. Anyways, they talked briefly about Tinkerbella's cane. You know, the girl was on a cane and they're like, what happened to her cane? It just disappeared. It's funny because Fauna low-key took her cane. Like, not took it, but you see Fauna moving her cane while Tinkerbella was fighting K-Rican. She moved it somewhere else. So, I don't know, but Tinker, you might want to ask Fauna where that cane went. Oh my god, what the I was not expecting this. The scene cuts back to Big Lex and Dolly. Dolly's asking Big Lex about the eating situation, you know. She's like, is what Summer's saying online about eating, is that true or not? It's like, Dolly feels some type of way because she's like, I thought we were close friends. I never heard about this. Like, y'all didn't tell me anything at all. That's crazy. But yeah, Big Lex literally said, because it happened one time and honestly, it was just nobody's business. In translation, I'm embarrassed that it happened. But she is adamant up and down that she never did any eating, that it was only Summer, and then she pulls out her phone. This girl pulls out her phone and shows video footage of the night that it happened. Literally, she's like, you can see that this is Summer right here. This is me. These are my legs, okay? And this is her doing what she does. I was like, well, damn, not you recording the deed. That was so crazy to me. Cuts back to Jayla and Scotty. Jayla's like, I'm tired of being maced, because I forgot that they got maced in Italy too. This is her second time getting maced. At this point, I'm like, oh, Jayla, it's your fault. You're bad luck. You keep bringing the mace everywhere. Back to Big Lex and Dolly. Big Lex tells her that Suki emptied a whole can of bear spray on the stage in Atlanta, and so I definitely got something to say about that. She's gonna confront Suki at the house. I can't wait. I'm not gonna lie. I hope all of the girls confront Suki, and I hope Suki apologizes. Let's see. I'm so curious to see how this is gonna go down. But yeah, Dolly's like, hey, look at us. We're some bad bitches. From the trio to the baddest two. I'm like, yeah, now y'all need a new name. No more big three. So the scene cuts and we see Big Gretch, Fauna, and Cole Killa. They're walking the streets of H-Town. Fauna, she feels a little bit compassionate for Big Gretch because of what she went through on her season, Baddies Caribbean. And she said, you know, she watched Big Gretch try to come and show a different side of herself to the world. And she just like constantly gets booed by the audience, and people won't let go of the fact that she says the N-word. Like, she literally says, I don't think it's fair. Gretch doesn't deserve all the she's going through, and I agree with that. You're very brave for saying that, Fauna, because nobody F's with Big Gretch. I'd be curious to see if the fans turn on her for her support of Big Gretch. So they talk about the whole Bear Mace situation. Kokula's like, that's crazy. It never had to get to that point. And I love everything that they're saying here. I just really want these girls to say it to Suki's face too. I want to see this same energy. Please, please, please tell me they're gonna keep it like this with Suki and not switch up. I need everybody that said something right now to say it in front of Suki too. Fauna, Kokula, Big Legs, like everybody that has something to say. Obviously, Gretch is gonna say something. They're talking about her whole journey so far, and when you think about it, it's actually crazy. They're like, Suki snuck you the first time, came back to the house, you got jumped, they sliced your neck. After that, she gets snuck again on stage, she gets bear maced. It's just like, what the did she do to deserve bear mace? That's why I need that question answered. You would think Big Gretch came after Suki's kids or something, but no. All of this is just over her saying, I want to fight her when my neck heals. That's it. That's it. From the very beginning, I felt like Suki was such an antagonizer. She was just picking a fight with Big Gretch for no reason. Even a lot of people didn't like when I said that. They're like, how dare you defend Big Gretch? Like, they were really upset. And I was like, it's not about a person. I just defend principles. I defend actions. I don't care who it is. Like, if I see a wrong and a right, that's how I call it out. I separate the person from the thing that's happening. So Cold Killer kind of changes the topic and she's like, yeah, I feel like I can't even really perform how I want to because I'm constantly looking over my shoulders about who? Tommy Lee. She brings Tommy Lee back. She's like, yeah, that called people to try to come and jump me. That infamous scene of the black van riding away in Tommy Lee's face. But yeah, no, I'm like, I understand this too. Yeah, she never got her lick back. Okay, so we see the girls on the Baddies USA tour bus and they're on their way to the mansion in Houston. Sapphire lets it be known that besides Gretchen, if any of y'all feel some type of way because you got hit by the bear mace that Suki sprayed and you want to fade with Suki, I'm going to go ahead and take that fade for Suki because she's just way too small to be I said, no, don't do that. Girl, no. I don't give a that she's small. I looked it up. It says she's 5'1". She's 5 foot. Literally, I seen her write a post that said she's 4'11" or 5 foot. So she's tiny. That's true. But I don't care that she's tiny. She's an adult, a grown ass adult who made a decision. And then it comes out that Tasiki is like, hold on, wait a second. That's my bear spray can. She's like, who the stole my bear spray? I was like, oh shit. But she literally said in the confessional, she's like, I keep a can of bear spray like that to protect me from strangers. That is not for baddies. Even Tasiki has enough sense to not use something like that on any of the baddies. Tasiki could have threatened Summer with that shit after what Summer did to her. Like, Summer did the worse to her, even worse than what Big Gretch ever did to Suki, right? But she was like, I would never use that on any baddie because she has common sense. And she literally is like, I'm not saying Suki stole it, but somebody stole that because yeah, that's mine. I was like, damn, that's crazy. So Sapphire speaks up and she was like, I'm the one this whole time that said there's no principle behind why they're fighting. Like, I never even wanted them to continue fighting, but someone went back and told Suki that Gretchen had planned to get Suki back and she was gonna sneak her. They're like, who said it? And Sapphire doesn't want to say it. Biggie is like, me. Like, you hear her voice. But Mariah Lynn speaks up and she's like, Gretchen said to me personally, the only thing she said is that when her neck heals, she wanted to fight Suki. Sapphire is literally like, no, Mariah, that's not what you said. Like, acting like Mariah is switching it up right now. And Mariah gets mad. Mariah stands up. She's like, yes, it is. That's what the I said. Like, and I remember that scene when Mariah Lynn was talking to Big Gretch, and literally that is what Big Gretch said. She said, as soon as my neck heals, I want to run that with Suki. That's it. Why would she turn around and lie to Sapphire or to Suki about it when Big Gretch is her friend and she doesn't want them to fight? It doesn't make sense. Mariah Lynn's getting like, she's getting irritated. So you see her kind of like take her coat off. Sapphire's like, you taking your coat off for what? Like, you're not trying to fight right now. Like, she's just so frustrated because she's like, no, y'all are trying to make me look messy right now. And the whole time Biggie's in the background like, I thought I was the one that did it. Like, yeah, hold on, Biggie, let's hear from you. What did you say? Because you might have been the one to start the messy Sapphire trying to say, no, Mariah, you said that Big Gretch had a plan to get Suki back and she was gonna sneak her. Sapphire's whole thing is like, the way that the message was delivered to Suki was like 10 times worse than what was actually said. It was like, Big Gretch has a plan, she's about to sneak you, she's about to come for you, and it made Suki feel like, I need to get you before you get me. Basically, that Mariah Lynn put Suki in survival mode. And even Mariah Lynn was like, survival mode? She turned around at Big Gretch like, this is what you need survival for? Low-key kind of shading Big Gretch. Like, but it's true. This girl is a toothpick. She's literally 80 pounds soaking wet. What are you talking about survival mode? Stop it. Mariah Lynn is still adamant that, nope, that is not what she said. That's not what she made it out to be. I do kind of agree with Sapphire, though. I still think it's messy that Mariah Lynn said anything at all. Even though she said, Big Gretch said it's okay if I tell Suki. I still found it very messy, girl. Like, if Big Gretch is really your friend, what the hell did you think was gonna happen if you told Suki that? You thought Suki was gonna be like, oh, lovely, schedule the dinner date? Like, obviously you knew it was gonna cause drama. Especially you, Miss Mariah Lynn, talking about, I don't want to be a part of the mess this season and I'm gonna mind my business. This is not you minding your business. Do you know what that means? It means you shut the fuck up and you don't speak. Even Rolly stands up at one point and Rolly literally tells Mariah Lynn, like, you are being messy. You did not have to say that. Like, low-key, yes, you are being messy for that. And like I said, I agree with that. But anyways, they really need to just have this conversation with Suki because it's pointless since she's the main person that's involved in this, along with Big Gretch. The mansion that they got in Houston was crazy huge. You know what they say, everything is bigger and better in Texas, okay? This place is huge. It's beautiful. They had me cracking up because they were like, apparently they weren't even able to sit down or touch anything. I don't blame the people though. I don't blame the owners. Like, low-key, I don't think I would allow baddies to come to my place. For real, for real. But if they did, yeah, y'all can't touch anything. You can't sit anywhere. Matter of fact, you're not even allowed in that room right there. Like, you know, matter of fact, just stay in the backyard. Like, Smiley is literally talking about, the owner that lives here owns an oil company and this painting is $20,000. I'm like, you are not helping the whole scammer situation out, girl. Like, you, of all people, shouldn't say stuff like that. So the dynamic duo comes walking in, Dolly and Big Lex, and they join the girls out in the backyard. They're like, what happened to you? Dolly's like, you know, I just had to do a little reset, but like, I'm back. Still that girl, period. Look good. She does. She looks really good. She looks really pretty. Makeup looks good. The summer in her confessionals, here this girl goes. After I ran Dolly's out of Detroit, I did not expect to see her back this soon. It's like, oh gosh. See, this is the type of shit that they're talking about. And then Summer is gonna be like, I never said anything. I never antagonized them. What? I never talked shit. They just are jealous because I don't want to be their friend anymore. Like, oh my gosh. So Dolly asked Big Gretch about the bear mace situation, and Big Gretch literally says it burned her eyelashes. Like, her real eyelashes got burned off and fell off. I was like, oh, oh no, I would be so fucking livid. First of all, not just from a cosmetic standpoint, your eyelashes are very important. Like, they protect your eyes. You need lashes. I'm thinking they could still grow back, but still, that is insane. Oh my god, I'm angry just thinking about it. So Dolly's like, so what's gonna happen today? And Big Gretch is like, I'm waiting for her. Where's she at? And yeah, and Rolly speaks up and she's like, you know, that's what I respect about you, Big Gretch, is that you always stand up for yourself. You always defend yourself no matter what happened. Like, I respect that about you, you know? And Dolly's gonna say something, or Wigga, I F with you. It's like, oh gosh, stop. Do not start that shit again. Rolly's even saying like, this whole picking it's gone too far. Like, just let this girl be. And I'm just like, Rolly, I agree with you, but say it in front of Suki. Like, y'all are saying everything right, except to the person that it needs to be directed to. So anyways, Rolly redirects the conversation and she's like, so Natalie isn't here today once again. I don't know where she is. I'm like, always feel the need to point that out, don't you? Aren't you the leader? Why do you keep talking about Natalie? Like, this is literally, they made this role for you this season on purpose. This is your job. Why are you to keep complaining? And why do you need Natalie? You don't need her. So anyways, Rolly just says, Dolly, I know that you had a couple fades, like you in Summer, you and DTB baby. What's going on with that? Pretty much. Dolly's like, well, me and her, we're ex-friends right now. And Summer's like, you mean industry friends? That's what you said online. We're industry friends. And Dolly was like, ex-friends, industry friends, same thing. Excuse me. I love her accent. Excuse me, I'm talking to this little lady right now, so see your way on out of it right now. I just love her accent. So anyway, Summer is like, no, we were not industry friends. Like, I was there for you. I was actually really there for you. And Dolly and Big Lex are just shocked that she's saying that, because they're like, wow, so if we were actually really friends, then how come when we asked you what's wrong, you didn't want to talk? You didn't want to give the benefit of the doubt. You just kept saying, that's it, we're not friends, we're not friends, we're not friends. You just said out of your mouth we were real friends. So real friends would be able to talk through and work it out, because it was never that deep to begin with. You're the one who's moving and acting like y'all was only industry friends. How fast you were to just cut them out and be like, that's it. I don't care. They're jealous because I don't want to be their friends anymore. Summer is still acting like she's a victim. She's literally like, are you guys happy now? You got what you wanted. You wanted that with me, right? You wanted that with me. Like, literally, Summer takes zero accountability. Summer takes zero accountability. Summer takes zero accountability. Okay. Watch this season back from the very beginning. Tell me how many times Summer took accountability for her actions with her friends. This is what she calls her real friends. She's taken accountability with Rolly. She's apologized to Rolly. Rolly's not even her friend. These are her real friends, remember? She's never apologized. She never took accountability. She never said, you know what? You're right. That first night with Tasiki, I was doing a little bit too much, and y'all just had my best interest for me. And yes, I told y'all to shut the F up. Yes, I hit you in the eye, Dolly. Yes, we tumbled down the stairs, Dolly. And I apologize for that. I just hate the argument that Summer's always been that way. She's never changed. They're the ones to switch up on her. None of the other fights had to do with something that could potentially ruin somebody's entire reputation and career. Like, that's why Dolly and Big Lex have a little bit of common sense. They're like, there are some lines that you just shouldn't cross, even in Baddies. So Dolly literally says she actually felt bad for kicking Summer in the head on the bus. And she had every intention on apologizing to her, but it had just hurt her feelings so bad when she saw Summer standing with Tinka. I'm not gonna lie, that's where you lose me, Dolly, because I'm like, well, maybe it hurt Summer to see you trying to make amends with Anna and use that stupid ass excuse talking about, Anna, you're too small, so I'm not gonna fight you. Maybe that hurt Summer too. I don't know. I'm just saying. Like, it's not like y'all all don't speak with each other's ops friendly. So DTB baby speaks up. She's like, I just want to know what the hell was the beef with me. And Dolly was like, look, we fought and it was stupid. Let's just move on. They're like, okay, fine. That quick. I'm happy because really they had no reason to be fighting each other. And Rolly's like, okay guys, I have a special announcement. There is a special baddie. She's gonna be coming in, and in enters DTB, disturbing these bees. They play the dramatic music for her once again. Dum dum dum. Like, this is so dramatic. Also, like, this is kind of like her second entrance. What was the point of showing her in the club when she didn't do nothing? Like, we didn't see her at all. You just showed her entering and that's it. Damn, the way this girl is walking in there, she's walking in like she's ready to fight. And the way that she's dressed too, I'm sure she already knows how this it goes. This is her, what, 4th season? Rolly is like, so yes, we got DTB. I don't know who has beef with Diamond other than Biggie. But yeah, she's here. I was like, damn. Throw Biggie right under the bus. Biggie's like, I don't have a beef. I don't have a beef. No, I don't. I'm like, huh? Did we not just watch you earlier at the concert trying to go after DTB and you like hit her in the back of the head at the concert? What do you mean you don't have any beef with her? You were going crazy. Why is she copping please right now? So the reason why Biggie and DTB have beef is from the Baddies Africa auditions. They were judges and DTB was basically being messy and Biggie, she wasn't standing for it. And she was speaking up against DTB. DTB didn't like that. So they show the scene of what happened. DTB like threw some water at her and Biggie came after her, rightfully so. Biggie hit her, she dropped her onto the floor, she kind of got her, and then boom, like it kind of cut and they went back to auditions. And then randomly DTB was still like fuming because she felt like, you know, she kind of got me, you know. So she gets up, she walks over to Biggie, she grabs her by the hair and she literally throws her ass onto the ground. She went falling like, like out the whole chair. Biggie's trying to have a conversation and DTB literally took her wig off. She said, bro, come on. She threw her wig on the floor. Like, nah, this is not no time for no conversing, girl. It's up. Let's go. Biggie, you were doing all that hoorah earlier. It's time to get in the paint. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. DTB's like, come on. Biggie's like, for what? I had you. Remember, I had you. Like, Biggie, square up. That's it. There's no negotiating yourself out of this one. Biggie's yelling at her like, and then you snuck me. DTB, shut the boom, hit her right then and there. Biggie didn't do anything for a few seconds. I was very disappointed. I was like, come on, Biggie, what are you doing? The girl literally hit you. Like, it literally took her like 2-3 seconds to calibrate. Then she started running towards DTB. DTB dropped her to the ground so fast. Within like 1.5 seconds. It was pretty embarrassing. And you hear Biggie like, yeah, exactly. I was like, Biggie, stop. He's like, I just fell because of my Balenciaga shoes. Like, don't even think you did something there. And you know what? I kind of believe her. This totally reminded me of a scene from Baddies Africa when Tavy Baby was gonna fight Big Lex. And what happened? She didn't have the right shoes. So she borrowed Scotty's Balenciaga shoes. And what happened during that fight? She fell over and over. Like, literally, those shoes were working against her. So I think Balenciagas are not good to fight in. So now Biggie is talking to her. Biggie doesn't appreciate the fact that DTB literally apologized to her after the Baddies Africa reunion, and then after that she went online saying Biggie's weak, which DTB is notorious for doing stuff like that. She'll squash it with you and then she'll talk shit about you, like when the show airs. She's done that many times in the past. So yeah, I get it. But Biggie's like, you called me weak? You think I'm weak? You really think I'm weak? And DTB was like, yes, I do. And then Biggie said, room. She started swinging on DTB. I was like, yeah, go Biggie. I'm proud of her because this is one girl that like doesn't stand up for herself enough when it comes to fights. Ironically, yet she wants to be super messy with everybody else's fights. So Biggie lunges at her. DTB snatches her wig off. Biggie's like, who's weak? Who's weak now? They do a little 1-2. They get separated. They come back. They start swinging on each other. Like, Biggie did better this round. Honestly, DTB took that, but she didn't really do any damage to her. Nunu's in the confessionals. Like, Biggie is just somebody you can't take serious. Even when she's mad, I was like, Biggie feels some type of way about that. Like, Mariah Lynn, during that whole scene when Biggie and Tommy were fighting, Mariah Lynn literally told everybody that like Biggie has some sort of like issue with people constantly thinking like she's a joke. So oops, Nunu. I don't think she meant it, but Biggie's probably not gonna like that. Biggie's like, one thing about me, I might not be a fighter, but I ain't never been a weak bee. And DTB's like, so what's up? You wanna go round 3 or what? You out of breath, Biggie? Okay, Tavy. She turns around to Tavy. Tavy's like, what's up? You want to fight? DTB said, yeah. So Tavy Baby takes her wig off and she walks over there. My whole thing is like, why did you even ask? You should have expected it after what happened at the reunion when you held her back and you let Natalie get her. Of course she's gonna want her lick back. Come on now. The question didn't even need to be asked. But yeah, you see Tavy walking over there and then boom, we get the previews for the next episode. I'm like, damn, they knew to cut it off on that fight because that low-key looked like it was gonna be a good fight.